right, dude, you can go ahead and pull it in. All right, so I've always wondered what would happen if you took a just cheap, bottom of the line, econo-box, boring car and threw everything that the market has to offer for it at it. Can you make it fun? Well, luckily Richard, he's got one of those cars. So we're gonna try to make it fun. So we're gonna try to make it fun today. Check it out.
Split light, accent light.
So this is Rich. Rich is a Patreon supporter, and we've been talking about doing a build together for like a year and a half,
since
almost two.
First idea to give a car away.
Yeah, so since like the very first Audi video, we've been talking about building a car together, and through lots of conversations, this is the one we decided to do. This is a 2016 Nissan Versa Note. Yes. Is there any L's or S's or anything?
SL.
It's an SL, so you know it's special and luxurious. So
exactly.
This thing is as boring and stock as a car can be. No offense.
No, it's absolutely 100% boring and terrible.
Yeah, and so we're gonna try to make it a lot less terrible. The only issue is the aftermarket for this car doesn't exist. So we've kind of put ourselves in the situation where we have a car that Richard likes to drive daily, but it is boring. We want to make it more exciting, and the aftermarket doesn't really offer anything. So we reached out to companies all over the world, in Japan, Siberia.
Let's see, there's
where
Taiwan.
else? Taiwan.
Shoot.
Where's Mishimoto? Is that Japan too?
Actually, it's U.S.
Really?
Mishimoto is U.S.
That
Yeah.
sounds so Japanese.
I know, doesn't it?
Anyway, we've got a stack of parts right here off camera that are all going to go into this car. Now, performance parts for this car don't really exist. It's a 1.6 and it is not made to go fast. We're going to tackle going fast later, hopefully. Maybe an engine swap or something like that if we can figure out what will go into it. But for now, we're going to make this thing handle and perform as good as humanly, physically, mechanically possible. And we have all the parts made to make that happen.
Sounds about right.
I hope it works.
Me too.
We'll see. Let's do it.
It's a ridiculous build and I love it.
We took the front bumper off. We're going to be fitting some cool parts underneath it, so we need to go ahead and get that out of the way. But I think most of that's going to happen tomorrow. Today, we want to focus on suspension. So the first things first, we got a fully adjustable set of Coil Overs from Cuzco Racing. Not sponsored, but we've seen a lot of advertisements for these guys, so we're going to give them a shot. And this is actually for this car, which is surprising. So yeah, we're going to throw these in, see how they do. It should stiffen up the ride and make this thing look a lot better. Let's do it.
What setting is that on?
Not a good one. Or dead setting.
Yeah, that's set on baby mode.
Is it dead source? Heyo, there she is. And that's a good deal. Is this thing flashing red? Perfect. All right, here we go. You watch engine, okay? And just keep an eye in there. Slow and steady.
Engine's not moving.
Okay. Everything else looks okay.
Engine's still not moving. What was that bracket?
Is it bending? I can disconnect it.
Let's just disconnect
Let me disconnect it.
I want to go bending crap.
Alright,
Dude, this is gonna work, man.
I know it's gonna work, Rich. It's gonna work. I can't believe it. All right, let's see. All right, I think that was the right thing to disconnect.
I think so.
I'm excited, dude. I was very frustrated with Nissan's R&D. Just like, you know, it's a freaking sway bar. It should be so easy to replace. Oh, you know what's not smart about this?
What?
Is if this is holding the engine up.
I don't think it is.
But, well, that's easy to say when you're not under the car.
You want me to be under the car?
No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go.
Have your camera kind of.
I'm not sure. All right. We looking all right?
Looking good.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Should we set it 40 or something?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's looking more promising. Go ahead and let this side down. I'm sure it's the steering column that's holding it up. Slow, slow, slow.
Is it coming down?
Okay, yeah, I think we're good. I just pushed it down a little bit. All right. Dang. Yeah, for sure. Cool. This one feels heavier, yeah.
Does it?
I bet it's thicker. Yeah, this one's definitely heavier. So we got the stock sway bar out. It was quite a feat.
It's terrible.
But we made it happen. We had to drop the subframe to get it out. But it's out now, and this is a Cuzco Sway Bar that we got from Japan. Is that right? So, yep, straight from Japan. We couldn't get anything in the U.S., and so this is what we're going to roll with. It feels heavier. We don't really know if it is. We don't know if it's thicker either. But it's supposed to be a performance sway bar, and I trust the brand, so we're going to throw it in and see what it does. And then we can finally start putting the front of this car back together. I think.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we can. So yeah, we're going to put the Cuzco bar in, and we'll put the coil overs in, and we can move on to the next thing. All right, let's just do it. Let's get it over with. Okay. Hey, cut that for 1 minute. I gotta film. I know, YouTube stuff. YouTube. Thanks.
Go ahead, you're ready to talk.
Thanks, Chase. So we finally got the sway bar in. Everything's buttoned back up. The subframe's reattached. It was a way bigger job than we thought it was gonna be, and it's finally time to put these springs in. So we've got a full adjustable coilover. We've got adjustable dampening up here. It's gonna be a pretty sick setup, but we have to reuse some parts from the original setup. So this car only has 55,000 miles, so the bushings are still pretty good, still pretty pliable. So we're gonna reuse these, and this will be our whole setup. It should just pop right into the car and be good to go. Yeah, just throw it right under here.
Oh my god. This thing is going to be slammed on its wall.
Well, I lowered it a ton just then, just to get that bolt in. All right, let it down. It's no big deal. Just.
Oh.
There you go.
The rounded ones.
Right there. For sure.
You know what this would mean for me? It would be I would send it back.
But you're with us,
Exactly.
so we're gonna build them.
Because
Because that's the name of the show, Rich.
I almost went to bed.
Built.
I put my greasy pants on.
Yeah, you get to do fun stuff. I'm gonna put them right here. All the brake stuff, right there. Okay. I can't get the brake off. We're gonna have to put a strut in first. Are we ready to put that strut in yet?
Which one?
Oh no, we gotta weld to it.
There you go, we gotta make it first.
So,
Bummer. Hey, finish your job, dude. Come on. We have another issue with our coilovers, and that is that, well, Richard lost the spring seats. So that's the thing that sits on
just
top.
one of them?
Oh, just
Okay,
one, yeah.
okay.
So that's the thing that sits on top of the spring and holds it in place. So Chase is fabbing up a new one for him. Luckily, we have Chase to do that, and he's a good welder, so it'll be safe. Right, Chase?
Yeah.
We'll see. I think it'll be good. We've got a good plan. Alright, so our tabs are on, and I'm still wearing my GoPro. Whatever. So the tabs are on. This is our new sway bar link welded by Chase, and it looks really Awesome. So now we can thread this body back onto our shock, and we have sway bar mounts. Would I call this a bolt-on kit? No. Am I glad that it's pretty high end, and by that I mean it's adjustable and this is removable? Yeah, because it made all this possible. Bolt-on, I mean, if you want to run sway barless, then yes, it's a bolt-on kit. But if you got a friend that's a welder,
It's bolt-on kit.
yeah, it's a bolt-on kit. So anyway, now that we've got this back on, we're going to throw this in for the fourth time, and this time I think will be the final time. This is pretty exciting.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's do it.
I feel like I'm staring right at it. Normally I'm like on top and charging my back.
Yeah.
But occasionally we run into a CV and stuff.
So this is the stock brake setup. This this is the new setup.
Yeah, it works.
It's like Superman.
That's Marine Corps color.
This is a 304
4mm.
millimeter rotor,
Or
6 piston caliper on a 2,500 pound Versa, something like that, with an entire 110 horsepower. I think we're gonna be good. We know it's overkill. That's why we're doing it. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
That's not a cat noise.
Oh! All right. We worked on this car all night. This is supposed to be a 2-day build, and ran into tons of complications like you do anytime you put a deadline on a build. And it's taken longer than 2 days. We're on day 3. Worked through the night. It's 6 a.m., so literally didn't stop since yesterday. We got coilovers in, and all of them are adjusted for the most part, at least for a test drive, so that's cool. But I can't drive it yet because I've got to bleed the brakes, and I'm the only one here right now. So I've got everything else pretty much assembled. The front bumper's thrown back on, and with a few like clips in, so we got to finish clipping all that back together. And we'll bleed the brakes in the morning. What is the morning? But in a few hours, we'll bleed the brakes. And then we'll get to take it on a test drive. Hopefully all goes well. Fingers crossed. And he can drive this thing home today because I have to watch the boys. And I actually have one more project that I have to go do like now. So I'm literally at 6 a.m. I'm going to my house. I'm going to work on the other project. And then we'll come back over here and bleed the brakes. And hopefully drive. So no rubbing in terms of fenders and stuff. All the fenders clear, which is awesome. We were pretty concerned about that.
Yep.
And all the steering feels good, but our pinch weld on our body is rubbing in our tires, so we're gonna fold that back. I had to do that on the MR2 as well. Just when you're running real wide tires like this, it happens. So we're gonna pull the front up, fold that back. We'll take it for another ride, and we'll take you guys with us so you can see how awesome this thing is. All right, so this kit is obviously not made for this car. We had to weld tabs onto the coilovers to get the front sway bar to mount up to something. And the rear sits a little bit too low. One sec. There we go. The rear sits a little bit too low. This is the isolator that Sika gives you. And we're gonna replace it with a stock one, but we have to make a modification first. The stock one has this like spring perch area right here. Take a look at that. It has a spring perch area right here, so we're gonna cut that off so that this will sit down into the Sika hat. That should give us enough adjustability. Right now, we're all the way up, and there's still just maybe an inch from the tire. And we want a little bit more than that for long trips and things like that. So I'm just taking a coping saw, and I'm gonna cut this little piece off, just a triangle out of here, and make it fit the coilover. All right, so we did a little bit more adjustment on the coilovers and we're finally ready for a true test drive, which is perfect because we're 2 days over, which means that Richard needs to leave like today. So I've got my boys, they're gonna go with us. It should be really fun. We're gonna see what they think of the brakes and the new suspension.
My door isn't low.
Huh?
My door isn't low.
Better? All right, are you ready? All right, here we go.
I want the engine to have a lot of gas in it so we can go super, super fast.
All right, put a lot of gas in it. You hear me? Is that cool? Alright, let's check this thing out and make sure that that was not bad. Hey, what do you think of the car?
This was a battery!
Do you like it?